Kowalski's pass complete to Jernigan, who is tackled by Kevin Johnson. Good. 3-4-3, ball stays nothing. Gorman and Nibb awaiting the kickoff from number 10, Robbie Butt. And 3. Kickoff to Jernigan. Kickoff. The 12-yard line. Jernigan, the ball carrier, stopped by several Cardinal defenders. Noteworthy's pass incomplete. First down by penalty at the 34-yard line. First and 10. Jernigan carry, tackled by Kevin Johnson. Jernigan tackled by Jermaine Daniels, flag on the play. Penalty against Ball State, grabbing the face mask. Noteworthy's pass, number 42, Brian Ducho, in. Intended for Jernigan, incomplete, fourth down.
Woo! Turn down!
Noteworthy's pass completes to Ducho. Tackled by Malawi Hills and other. Tackled by Jacob Goldwire. Graham returns the punt to the 40-yard line. Then pass complete to number 7, Tony Britt. Getting in the ball carrier, stopped by Graham. There's a flag down. $399. Robinson. Kozlowski pass. Pass complete to Gurney. Webster carry. attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Please direct your attention to the south 45-yard line in front of the Cardinal bench for a presentation by Mid-American Conference Commissioner Carl Benson. Thank you very much. Coach Fidel and the Ball State University Cardinals, a great season to only be made better on December 17th in Las Vegas. On to Las Vegas, match champions, Ball State Cardinals. Las Vegas Stars. Mr. Clark will present the official sole invitation to Ball State Director of Men's Athletics, Don Purvis.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority and Las Vegas Events, it gives us great honor and is a privilege to congratulate first Ball State University for winning the Mid-American Conference Championship for 1993. And to officially invite them to participate in the 1993 Las Vegas Bowl on December 17th in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Mr. Clark. On behalf of the Ball State University Marching Band, our cheerleaders, our coaching staff, and this great football team, I graciously accept on behalf of the university. See you in Las Vegas.
I know there was a bucket, a nice new jacket. Oh,
Now that it's over and you've got one more game to play, how do you feel?
well, I feel ecstatic, and we'll worry about that one more later on. But we're going to enjoy this one for a few days and then get back to work. But I told them at the end of the season we'd sit back and reflect on the year and have a chance to enjoy it and it's very satisfying. In '89 we were picked, I think, second, and so you're kind of expected to do it. But this team, nobody gave us a chance, and there's just a great group of kids and coaches. The coaches worked hard. I mean, you talk, things, the trainer and Rex and then Tex Ritter and all of the guys have just, the coaching family is one that you don't do it by yourself, and that's for sure. And the players don't do it by themselves, and coaches, but it takes a lot of people to make it go. And we're just very proud and have the opportunity to represent the conference and represent Ball State too. We may not have everything everybody else has, but our kids come to play and they enjoy it and have fun and do it right, and that's why you're in coaching.
Do you have any expectations as to who your opponent's going to be?
I really don't care. I mean, I am not honest. I don't know, who's in the running for it, and I think that's all part of the.
Can you name all 10 teams in their conference?
No. and that's just, we were never, here just had enough trouble handling our own league. First off, now we will surely learn and study and examine what we have to do, and for sure we'll give it our best shot. That's one thing you can count on, and there's a lot of good football teams out there. They play a lot of good football, and they do things awfully well too, and it looks like their league is kind of crazy like ours as far as who does what. But it's great to be in this conference and to have the opportunity, and it's still, I think, one of the best coaching leagues in the country, and our ability to do things. There's a lot of good coaches in this league, and everybody has to work hard every week, and if you don't, you may not win.
Coach, when you talking about reflecting back over this season, nobody picks you higher than fourth of 7 magazines that I looked through at the beginning of the season. You had to think back. You have to look at that Toledo game. Here you go on, not only win the conference, but you go on beat. How big a game was that Toledo game now compared to then?
Well, I'd say it was awfully important. I think they really learned a lot from that, and the emotions after that game were just really something. And I think from that they grew a lot. They learned to believe. They did all the things that we talk about doing. They really put it together in that one, and that one was a very important game because you're down 30-3 with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, and still down and have 79 yards with 52 seconds. That's remarkable. I think that speaks a lot for the whole football team, and our defense, I think from that point on, really started to play and really did a lot of great things. And on the defense, they go 15 quarters now, I think, without allowing a touchdown. That I told the defense last night. I went up and made a special trip upstairs to talk to them and just reiterate to them the importance of how important it will be to play defense today. Because if you let this team, they've got some talent, and if we let them out, they can cause a lot of problems. And they made a few plays on us, but again, every time they did, they rallied to come back and do something. So it's just a great effort. From then on, Cincinnati, I would have hated to have it come down and make comparative scores. Bowling Green played Cincinnati, we played Cincinnati, and you get into comparative scores. And I think at that point, we're playing with an all-freshman backfield back there, and a lot of guys hurt, and it was a big difference. But as I say, the whole family worked together with Rex. Rex did a great job with getting guys back and getting them ready to play. And I think we have one of the greatest training staffs around that I've ever been around, and been around some pretty good ones too.
Is it, anytime you win one like this, it says...
In a championship?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's, as I said earlier, we're going to sit back and reflect on it, and I don't know, and afterwards I kind of lost for words. I didn't have a lot to say, and that's, it is very satisfying. It's been a very emotional week for me, and I've tried to keep my sanity. I don't know if the players will agree or not, but inside, was just kind of the anticipation, the expectation of what can happen and how our team will play, and it's just been really something.
No trouble sleeping tonight.
I don't know. I don't know. I've been up early and up late, not because it was my choice. I always have the philosophy, comes 10 o'clock, I go home. I don't care what's going on. Usually I can go to sleep, and I get up early and go swimming, and I was up real early. The pool wasn't open though, and I couldn't get there at 5 o'clock, so I had to wait till it opened at 6. But it's been an exciting time.
Mike, talk.
In '89 when the team won the championship, and I was a redshirt that year and was a part of it, but it didn't feel the same. I was on the team and a part of it, but I really wasn't in the thick of the things. Hopefully today I played my part, and hopefully I, contributed where I need to. This is a total team effort, and I think that you'll never find a group of guys. There's 11 seniors that care as much about each other as we do, and I think we just kind of instilled that in the rest of the teammate and the rest of our teammates, and it was right there. We could see the light at the end of the tunnel, as Coach would say, and it was getting brighter and brighter, and it looked too good.
Started out kind of shaky, and then you just settled down.
Yeah, I did start out, I guess a little shaky. My first, I'm not sure how many passes, I had some incompletions, but it wasn't that I was trying to force anything or trying to make too big of a play. I think that, as we went through practice, Kent had a scheme where, they were put a lot of people up on the ball, and they were going to make you beat them one-on-one. Unfortunately, early on, I missed on a few passes, but I came back and was able to settle down a little bit and get the ball to our receivers. Brian made some huge plays out there, like he has every other week, and if we get the ball to those guys and our tailbacks, there's enough guys that are going to make big plays. They're a very talented group of guys.
I think some of those early ones, and I mentioned it to Mike, there was a little wind out there and some things, and it was just, they're off. You get used to, accustomed just to completing all of them, and that's not always going to happen. There's people on the other side that do things, but the ball was there, it was close, it was in the area, and that's what we look for, and you just can't panic and worry about that. In his own way, sometimes he seems so easygoing and loosey-goosey that you don't think so, but he does, and he's been one of those go-to guys that you go to. I mean, everybody talks about it, and everybody would like to be there, but he wants to be there, and he is there. And his impact, he's risen to the forefront. Last year he caught a lot of touchdown passes, but the go-to guy was really LeSure. You get a guy, you go to LeSure. And sometimes you live in that shadow, and when that shadow's gone, now you got to step up, and that's the whole thing about. I think the great thing about college football. You have your time, and when it comes, you got to take advantage of it. And he did. He's just done a tremendous job.
Like Coach said, when you go into the huddle, you see the focus on Brian, and he's not going to talk and tell you, hey, get me the ball, get me the ball. You can just see it in his eyes. He's hungry, he wants the ball, and he's going to make plays. I can't say enough about him. He just keeps showing up each week and getting better and better.
Jose Munoz to Brian Allen.
Huh? Move in there, Michael.
Brian, did you ever think you put 1,000 yards a year?
Nah. Never thought about it. Never thought about it at all.
Did you get 1,000?
1,010.
That's kid.
Brian, what's been your motivation? in the formation.
Wanting to win and want to have a chance to score. Mike those such good passes to you. Doesn't make it too hard for me to go get them. So just want to go get them and catch them all and try so we can win.
How about the offensive line? Coach Cordelli says that you guys pretty well controlled up front. That's not much different from what it's been like.
I think they did a good job today, but we've been together for so long. This is tight. This is the tightest group I've been around, so we just kind of know each other in and out. Just help us out.
What is your just generally the reaction to the next game you guys have to play?
We'll take it the same as any other. We'll prepare just as hard. We always have good practices. It's another game.
What's your reaction to being able to play one?
It's great. For me, it's a free trip to see my mom. She lives out there, so I'm happy.
Kid was getting the
record doesn't show how hard they play. They play hard. They play just as hard as anybody else this year. The record really doesn't show it, but they do.
When they put that many guys up around the ball, they're gonna get some pressure on you. You know, you can't block everybody. They put 8, 9 guys up around the ball and bring a lot of them a lot of the time. So you know, like Jose said, their record doesn't show how hard they play. Those guys really played hard today. You know, even though they probably didn't have a lot to play for, they still played very hard. And you know, they're probably a team that didn't have a lot of breaks go their way this year, but they still play very hard.
Do you feel like at the start of the
Always think the offense starts at the offensive line. You can't go anywhere if you don't have any protection or any holes to run through. That's where it all starts.
Got a new hat, so that's why I've been wearing that ugly one all year, so I can get this good-looking one at the end of the year. The ugly wool one.
Anything else for these three?
Yeah, let me 2 weeks.
Has that been bothering you for a couple of weeks?
No, this just happened on the kickoffs during the first, second half going out. I went to slow up and I just felt a slight pull, and I really didn't rip, just a little sore.
What does it mean to you to come into a program and your first year here, you make a big contribution, and suddenly you're going to a bowl game? Kind of make you glad you came to Ball State?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about my decision from Butler to Ball State. Last year I had to sit out. That was kind of painful, sit out and watch the team go. And then this year I had a big, step in a big position from Mark Parris and Don Stonefield from last year. And I think I've done pretty well this season, breaking records and all that. And most of all, the team coming together and playing as a unit and winning.
Defensively, you guys have gone 15 quarters now without a touchdown. Do you remember the point at which the defense kind of came together? Is there a rally point?
That's really hard to say. Toledo was a great comeback. That could have been the turning point right there, but then Cincinnati, we had a letdown. So I think pretty much after Cincinnati, we started to come together as a defense.
Are you the MAC defensive player of the year?
That's not for me to decide. I couldn't tell you.
Would you like a shot to go one-on-one with the guy who wins it?
Yeah, that'd be a great honor to win that. It's just not my decision, really.
Has there been talk on the defense about the string of quarters you have a touchdown and keeping that?
Yeah, we started that at Eastern, and then we just carried it over.